Might be too old for it. So yeah, I'm back.
Hi, back.
Welcome back.
Start. We can actually maybe start. I don't know.
So, it is your equivalent of a Monday, aka you just had your free day, you guys went to the town, and now it's basically Monday. You wake up in the morning, you feel kind of healed. You're still definitely sore from the events of after the combat.
Shattered.
Didn't I hurt my foot?
Oh yeah.
Also, you
your
used
foot is
an
hurt.
illegal spell on me.
She tried to use the spell.
A
Yes.
cheated spell.
It didn't work because
Wow.
she didn't, yeah.
Go.
She didn't actually have it.
I'm waiting.
SM8.
So yeah, you wake up that morning and at breakfast, whenever you guys are up, whether you're up early or your regular time, Doran is given a letter.
I need a pencil.
I brought one.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Okay, just needed to quickly.
Okay. Yeah, you, the first day it's basically light training because they know some of your classmates are more sore than others. Like 2 of them are still recovering a little bit. Like they're
I
okay.
hit on the head with my hammer.
Oh,
I never touched anyone.
Oh yeah,
Aaron's
you told me to
still
remind you.
like
Draw a
a little
picture.
jumpy, you know.
Draw a picture of
So around Elizabeth, he's
Slipper.
keeping his
I
eyes
think I did
open,
that.
stuff like
Awesome.
that.
That's remind you.
He saw you after it hit him. So he's still looking at you like, I didn't know she could do that. So, Egg seems perfectly fine. She wasn't harmed at all or anything. She's perfectly happy. She's amused. She's laughing at Aaron with his looks towards Elizabeth. Yeah. The day's basically just light training, introducing people's new abilities, their new spells, and then talking about the exam in different classes, so the teachers critiquing or just little comments on, hey, that was a good thing you did. So
I run really
It's
fast.
good that I hit someone on the head.
I
with a
run
hammer.
like 90 feet in 6 seconds.
90.
I can use the dash as a bonus
Oh,
action,
yeah,
so I can use it as an action.
Yeah.
You can actually keep up with me.
Yeah.
But no. What have I done?
Focus.
So,
Speed.
Doran, your teacher's quite impressed with the fact that you use persuasion without needing to really persuade that much to get them to, you know, not actually fight you back and to just kind of chill. And then definitely compliments on the fact that you were healing them after, even if they weren't on your team, they're still your friends.
Sure, that was persuasion and not intimidation.
Just farm.
Doran was persuading them. Well, was persuading Egg.
I was persuading it.
Yeah, but if you look at the backtrack, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If you look at the background.
From the outside, it looks like intimidation.
Right.
But I was very nice.
Yeah, and Egg definitely was understanding that. Owen is complimented on, I mean, how he tricked the other. Let's word it that way.
How you cheated.
No!
She does open up a little bit, and I mean, I got in here a similar way than you did. So, it's up to you if you would like to ask about that one at all.
About that one, I mean, we know what she did. She like snuck on and was all sneaky.
Alright.
She was sneaking.
Outstanding.
I am a poet.
They're impressed that you, I believe, hit somebody.
I should
You
be
actually hit
base-
somebody in this one, right?
Yeah, I hit someone on the head.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I hit anyone else.
Elizabeth, you're
wait.
complimented on, you did get that
I
chromatic
think
orb
it's the
to
one with
hit.
the vicious mockery.
And your teacher's
No, I
just
didn't.
very proud that
Yeah.
you didn't have too much of an issue with the wild magic. Because he starts to get distracted and immediately go on a little tangent in front of the class about how the first time he tried to cast a stronger spell, his first time didn't go well, and a lot of people were very terrified for a few minutes. And then he just kind of probably shouldn't tell you about that. You're young. It's alright. Good job. So, you guys kind of start introducing your new abilities. So if you guys want to familiarize each other with what you guys chose for spell-wise.
I'm gonna have to look at the book because I can't
People.
remember.
Do you have
People
your book?
underestimate how fast I am.
Do you have any idea how fast I am?
Look at how fast. I'm just in the back. I'm like, look at how fast I am.
So there is a little bit of like a slight
Running
physical
won't help.
change with Owen. He does feel a little faster when he has his movements. They're a little more fluid. What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
What are we doing?
Nothing.
Basically, if you want to familiarize the people around, like your group mates with your party members, that's the word, with your new abilities, I guess that's the word.
I can now hide easier.
Yeah.
I have smaller words that can chase you no matter how fast you
Oh
run.
crap, bastards. Magic missiles.
I can stop things from hitting you.
Ooh, that, I like
And
that. I like
also, I can do
that.
this.
Use that on Shump.
And I'm going to put my hand on Elizabeth's shoulder and cast Heroism, which makes you immune to being frightened.
Oh.
So you're super brave now.
Just use that on her every day.
And also for the next minute, you get, for a minute. And for the next minute, you get health every turn, which just cycles. You only get 2. It does not stack. It's just 2 at the beginning of every turn.
Which is very helpful with your low health at the moment.
It also keeps
It's
you
16.
She has more health than me.
You're still only level 2!
Yeah.
Elizabeth, what spells did you choose?
Spells.
Spells
Magic
plural.
missile.
Did you only get one? I thought you had 2.
Pretty sure there's one.
I don't know. I know you have shield. I don't remember if you already had
I
shield.
was thinking of, what is that? There's some scene in a movie where it shoots out like a bunch of these tiny rockets and I'll go,
Yeah.
what am I thinking
Iron Man.
Imagine
It might be Iron
But
Man.
that does happen in one of the Iron Mans, but I don't remember.
It's like the first one, he just has these things go up and
Is
just,
it? Oh yeah.
He also has it in his armor.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining whenever you use that.
It used to be all I watched during like
Pretty sure
summers
I'm
in between schools. So,
Uh,
what spell did
oh.
you choose, Abby?
I can also do this, and I slap you across the face.
Oh.
Dealing 1 point of damage, and then I heal it, because I can do that now.
Oh,
I have actual spells for healing.
Well,
thank
Is that the
you.
first time Doran's hit
I
anyone?
guess.
I wasn't ready for it.
Why is my entire team?
You also everyone had hit
It's not
Owen.
there yet.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
not there yet.
hitting him?
Everyone's
week.
hit Owen now.
We're hitting him? Advantage?
I mean, you guys are in your training.
Again.
You're in the training room.
And now
So-
I am out of spells.
Same.
I have Thunder Wave. So
Ooh.
I can hit each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me. They gotta make a Constitution saving throw. And they take
You know what
2d8
you
thunder
did.
damage and are
What did
pushed
I do?
10 feet away from me.
Are you talking about when I got a pentakill with Thunderwave and almost killed my party
Yeah,
members?
nearly knocked your 2 friends unconscious.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never.
It's also very low.
Okay. That spell prompts a question for you. As a DM, this is your first
I
DM
know.
question that doesn't make sense, but I'm going to ask it anyway. My new fighting style that I just got is called Interception. When a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of you with an attack, you can use a reaction to reduce the damage the target takes. Would someone being hit by Thunderwave, could I use my ability on that?
I would
as
say
attack,
yes
at least
with the
as
fact
an
that you
attack.
have a shield.
Yes, I do.
You could be putting it in front of
Dude,
them.
be Captain
Because
America.
we
and
thought-
just-
Well, that is the point of Dora now. He's
Oh, that-
becoming Captain America.
Because
Dude.
you're Iron Man.
I am?
Yeah, you just have that.
He's got those.
The missiles.
You done?
She's got those.
She's got the
Sadly.
missile.
You got the missile.
No, I
Yeah.
still only
You
have
got-
knives.
Yeah.
You're, yeah. You don't even have a bow. You're not even Hawkeye.
I have a bow, but
Do
it's a
you?
wimpy
You're
one.
Hawkeye.
It's a short one.
Okay, you're not Hawkeye.
I don't even have
Is
proficiency
Shump
with
Hulk
longbows.
then?
You don't?
You know how that works?
Huh?
I
Is Shump
don't.
Hulk
No,
then or
human.
is Shump Thor? Shump could be Thor.
Yes, you're
If you're
both.
doing Thunder Waves,
I'm
Yeah,
black,
yeah.
you know? Why am I black?
This is what this song
You're
picture is that
Wolverine.
now.
Wolverine. I mean, I get Wolverine.
There you
kind of
go.
Wolverine.
Unless you want to be Black Widow.
Oh, I'll be Black Widow.
You're on picture.
If you go thief background, you could be Spider-Man. Thieves can climb up walls.
Wait, just any wall?
Yeah, they just,
That-
they can just climb.
That's impressive.
They can't climb on ceilings, but they can climb on walls.
Magic missile.
So you can shoot
That's all I got.
now?
It's
are you
a
doing
thunder wave, so it's
15-foot cube around
Are
me.
you taking the
to
hammer and just
probably.
going?
I'll probably have to like play something.
So we established it's the space that she's in.
No, you just the reverberations.
No, you have to play
cool,
it
okay.
like lightning, then you pick it
We
up and
established
just.
thunder waves like
Yeah.
the space she's in, and then one on each
It's
side.
awesome.
It's a cube.
No, it's in
have to
front
find
of
a song
you.
that goes
It's
along
the
with that.
4 spaces in front of you.
Your first note of the Iron Man.
Because it's 10 feet, right?
Oh,
Or
okay.
15.
It's 15.
Okay, then it's 3x3 square in front of you. It has to be next to you, but it's.
Okay.
Because radius is half diameter.
Hey, while this is happening, I'm just in the back of
15
like,
foot.
look at how fast I am.
It's not 15 foot. It's a 15 foot
Because-
cone, technically. No, 15 foot cube.
Yeah.
Let me make sure.
You're not watching.
I can
I
make
can't
sure.
remember how we did it.
Thunder Wave is weird.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not described in the best manner. But
I think it's actually been changed.
Probably. Yeah, so you guys are taken back to your standard class schedule after the first day. So the second day, the bards are basically working on your new techniques and trying to think of witty one-liners, stuff like that, or trying to actually like have something planned for what you were doing when you had your spells. So for you, it could be
Thunder.
like slamming on your guitar.
Thundercats. Ah!
Because having an epic guitar riff when you're casting Thunder Wave would, yeah, stuff like that. Clerics and paladins, a lot of times he's trying to get you guys to like plan on your own, like, hey, work on your own critiques, help each other, because he's so confused about the whole teaching thing. He's like, hey, you're the 4th year, you can help him. You know a little bit about what you're doing, because this is this teacher's first year.
It's just all night.
He's like, you can do it. Here.
Just all
You
night.
can do it. Here's this strong teacher, or the strong student. Help him.
That's amazing. Okay.
The rogue, you guys are mostly working on the physical training. She's
Run fast.
Yeah. It's endurance training.
I
Do I
ran
have-
91 feet in 6 seconds now.
I can still hit you with
Where are my
magic
cards?
missile.
That's true.
They're in the back. I want to see, I don't remember what the different people in your class, what race they are. And that matters at the moment. Because different races have different speed. I don't remember the speed of a changeling.
That's me.
Okay.
What?
So there's the goblin that's in your group that
It's
you're.
also normal, actually.
Is it?
Goblins are one of the few that have 30.
Okay, so impressively, she is staying caught up to you. She's doing. I think the changeling is as well. She's a little behind, but it's still technically the same speed. It's not being used to running that fast. And I feel like Owen's just kind of immediately like, hey, zoom. And he's just.
No, I'm holding my cape dramatic. Wait, my cape. Oh, wait, we had my cape not BB, so.
Would it?
No, the cape was only like.
There
It
was
wasn't
a
like
10,
that.
a 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, this has 2 layers.
It was basically
Probably
the
like-
3 houses one.
I rolled a 10, a 10, a 2, and a 1.
A scarf.
I was just.
You missed the
yeah,
turn.
That's
Yeah, you did.
Because I was gonna
the
have it where instead of a mask, I was just pull it up
sorcerers, you're
like
working on
Yeah.
You know.
your new
that.
spells.
But now
He's
I have a cool mask now.
just
so.
having you guys cast them, but being careful about it. So one at a time, you guys are going into the little
Did I give you
square
like 100
mat and
things?
casting.
Did I list off 100 things I won when you were making the character?
It's
Or drawing the
you
character?
and
Oh,
the
I
twin
think you
that's in your
listed a
class
lot of
that for
things.
some reason I can't
I think
remember which is.
I think it was just because thieves get a
Us
lot.
Fearless.
Yeah.
Fearless is
They get,
fearless.
like,
So
50
I don't
different
know.
Sure.
He's the
But
only.
any of
No, because they have like 50 different
I
kits.
believe he's the only one that has something new that he's.
He's in the first year, there's a second and
Yeah.
fourth year.
Definitely, because
Yeah,
I have
he's
a
the only
burglar's
other
pack, a
first year
disguise
that-
kit, a forgery kit, and thieves kit.
Jeez.
And a healer's kit.
Yeah, we're putting that in the backpack. We're not drawing that on him.
Yeah.
Wait, what is happening?
No, we're talking about just how many kits thieves get.
Oh,
how
yeah.
hard it is to how hard it would be to draw all of those on him. So we're just putting it all in the backpack.
Yeah, that's.
I have a lot of pockets.
A kit
Yes.
for every situation.
And then because it's the second day of the week
Magic
and you're
missile
back to the
kits.
normal schedule,
That's
you guys
just a
have your
viewers
class
kit.
about bees. So you're with the ranger teacher yet again, and he has you guys in your 3 groups because it's separated by years. And you guys are all like researching a specific beast that he gives you or creature that he gives you, and telling you basically you'll want to know information about this in the future.
Mm.
You're not allowed to come back.
Are you still on the making me's part?
Me, I do that.
What did we say my
Okay.
my goblin
That's
was gonna
fine.
do? What weapon?
It does put a lot more effort into
Oh,
this than
I
I do.
don't remember.
Wait.
I did we establish it?
You moved there.
I don't think we did.
What's it?
Yeah, that works. That works.
I think it was just gonna be like a D4 damage wise.
D4?
I think so.
Wait, what I missed?
What'd you get?
I don't know.
Like I think it was either gonna be that or it was just gonna add to what your normal claws
Oh,
would
I got
do.
three.
My claws. I think my claws are normally D4.
Okay, but I think we
Yeah.
said it was gonna be a D6 because it was.
I'm getting really excited.
Whoa!
That was the best roll I've gotten in like
I
10
don't have it
rolls.
yet, but I'm adding a short sword so that I can.
Yeah.
So
You got
for your beast class, you guys are all in the library, and
Can
he
you
tells you.
pronunciate the T, please? I keep hearing bees.
Bees!
I promise, I pronounce it.
Welcome to Bees.
Hello, bees. So yeah, you guys are all in the library, and he tells the Ivory Knights that they will be searching information about bugbears, the Iron Wings about giant vultures, and you all are told giant spiders.
Spiders.
A giant spiders?
Giant spiders.
Giant spiders. Okay.
I was that close to have my
So,
character be afraid of
You guys
spiders,
get to
but
look around in
then I
the
remember
library and
spiders are
try.
like everywhere.
I rolled a 1.
And,
Oh!
Door scared of spiders.
oh, can I?
I want to
do I
advance.
roll
Yeah,
for
you
it?
guys all get to roll and try and find
Investigation?
books. Yeah.
I want to advance
Little
it.
he's not scared of big
Okay.
spiders. only little ones.
I got a 5
Very-
total, so
Maybe
Well,
I should shoot
okay.
a
Did I
different
say
roll.
investigation?
Okay.
Investigation.
I got a
It's just
5.
15.
You're trying to find books in the library
Okay,
about the
so-
giant spiders, stuff like that.
Very good.
Investigation is
12.
I got 14.
Oh, I'm better.
So you go right to a spot and
Cats.
there's a book missing already, but you swear this is where that book would be. You've been in here a few times. You saw this book. The spine of it's really gross looking. It's kind of like a spider's body, and you were like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not touching that one. It's obviously about spiders. I'm going for this.
Then I found a cat.
The rest of you find books about different creatures. So let's see. You get a 12. You find one that's basically about a lot of larger beasts in general and about how they ended up being like that. Like some of them are genuinely just mutations. Others are just kind of the creature is large.
Yeah.
I know it's cursed, but you wanted it.
No, I don't.
Well, okay.
Not anymore.
See, it's been cursed in 2 different houses.
I've
so
rolled
it's-
multiple 1s and 2s. And 10s.
I think I'm just cursed. I don't roll well at all.
Just wait until you DM it.
Hey, 19. See?
Yeah, so
I told you.
you both pretty easily find book. It's not like the easiest. You gotta do a little searching in the book to find a section, but you guys do know they'll be located in the mountains of, like they're mostly located in the mountains of this continent. At least that's where they would be here. On the others, there are some that are not as common. They are in what's, I believe they're known, they're in the Underdark for these. I don't know if it actually says on here. Yeah. They're in the Underdark and they have their swarms. So what you're mostly finding, there's usually one larger one, of course, that's the brood mother. And then there are the swarms and the babies that will accompany you. On this continent, there's also something called violet fungus, which is...
Ooh, sounds pretty.
Fungus among us.
It's not, but I love it. And it's in this section just kind of talking about the habitat of these spiders. So it's talking about there are giant fungus that they look like normal mushrooms and stuff when you're near them. And then if they start moving, you can tell, oh, that's not a normal mushroom.
That's not a mushroom.
And there are large tendrils that will come out of it
That's
and
a
hurt you.
space
Oh, no.
station.
Yeah,
The mushroom's a space station?
Yes.
Yeah.
Star Wars
obviously.
reference.
Yeah, you're mostly just reading about giant spiders, and they are poisonous, and there's a very large one that
They make you
they're
say
learning about in the
ouch.
mountains. There's like a few articles that have been shoved into the pages of one of the books.
I don't know where to put this on. Because I had it over here, but it was a hamburger.
Hamburger? Your hamburger?
Yeah.
He's a burger.
Anyway, guys, I hope you guys were more lucky in finding books than I was.
Oh yes.
My book has nothing in it.
I found out they are.
You can read?
I don't. Not often.
Are you asking to get hit now?
I'm genuinely surprised. I'm sorry.
Only once a month.
Oh,
This was once a month.
Why didn't you just let someone else read it then?
Because I don't feel like asking anybody. Don't talk to people.
okay, Elizabeth, do you find anything?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Okay.
Do you care about it or no?
I would like to know what it is. Yes.
They live in mountains.
Good to know. Okay. So stay away from mountains. Is
I
what
think
we have
we're
learned.
going to have to go hunt one, actually.
Yeah.
And once it seems like all three groups have gotten at least one book, the Iron Wings, they're sitting at a table. There's one book, and Mitch is holding it, and he's reading it to the other three because they just didn't want to go find books.
time.
I mean, he's reading about giant vultures, so.
Nice.
I would listen to that.
Oh,
Yeah. Who would just sit there listening to someone
I
tell them or take part in a story?
Yeah.
Right.
You ever hear the tragedy of adopting
Yeah, once
lives?
all the groups seem like they have at least something that they're communicating with each other, the ranger teacher, Mr. Hicks, stands up and he's, now I hope you all spend a bit of time doing this. We're going to do this again next time we have this class, and this is what we are planning on you all encountering for your third quarter exam. Your midterm
Oh,
will not be something with much fighting. It'll be more of communication and
perfect.
stuff like that.
Evil
I
Lucas,
am
do
not
it.
good at
Evil Lucas.
communication.
Evil Lucas.
Well, you should get good at communication.
So,
Lucas, black hair and evil
You,
looking eyes.
for your midterm, you will all have to basically join on a little scavenger hunt. You will be monitored, of course. We're going to send a teacher with you guys, but they aren't going to be interfering unless you guys are doing something you shouldn't be doing. We've had groups do it before.
That's all.
Zavardo.
Wait a minute.
So you will be going throughout the continent for this. And you will be trying to find different things. We haven't just established quite yet what you will be finding, but you'll be doing a scout.
Did you say bugbears for the Ivory Knights or Eldritch?
Bugbears.
The bears.
Perfect.
Those bears aren't actually bears at all. More like beastly orcs and just tall.
Ooh, what was your
Oh
favorite
yeah,
color?
you probably don't know
Is
what a
that a
bugbear
rhyme?
is.
Is that a
I
rhyme?
kind of.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'm back. Sorry, I was helping making evil
They're
Lucas.
really tall goblins with long arms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a bugbear.
Oh.
They're furry.
That's, you were all just told, what, your midterm will be a scavenger hunt. Your third quarter exam will be you guys encountering
midterm is
these
field
beasts.
trip across the continent.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
midterms.
Where we have
How?
to work together.
Yeah,
With the teacher.
Yeah, but how are we traveling across the continent?
Magic. Duh.
we'll find out.
We're
Oh.
walking the
You aren't
entire
waiting
way.
for it quite yet. You guys are currently in the third month of the year, which is the last month of spring. And,
Not bad.
you guys will be going, let's see, in the second month of summer.
So we got a couple months.
Yeah.
That's like at least a day.
So you're currently about halfway through your third month of the year.
We're halfway there.
Sorry.
go on the adventure scavenger hunt. And they're giving you, come on, grab your phone. They're giving you 2 months to do the sandwich.
Sorry. We are paying attention. That's very bad.
You guys are going to be given 2 months to do the scavenger hunt because you'll be going across the continent constantly. And there will be a lot of
Road trip?
clues and such.
Let's go.
Classes
no.
going to be held during those 2 months? Or is this a break?
It's kind of your break,
Perfect.
so enjoy it. We've had a few groups that they spent their first month not doing their midterm.
I will be. Oh, I should probably let him finish.
So it's kind of up to you guys to be participating in doing your job as you go through this scavenger hunt.
How will we be traveling around anyway?
Well, the plan is to supply you guys with each a cart, and then you'll have a teacher with you that will be driving the cart so that you're actually getting places, and that's the teacher that will be with you.
Maybe it'll be the noble lady again.
Please, no. Doesn't need to support you two.
I can drive. I can totally drive.
Driving
It's-
isn't the
Out of
issue.
all of us, you're probably the one that can.
Honestly, yeah,
Driving isn't the issue here.
No, what?
they- yeah, you
Get pulled
were,
over.
you were told that your scavenger hunt will be more communicating, so, yeah. It'll be a bit of maybe persuasion, stuff like that, trying to find information. You failed!
All of those. Where is it?
Don't get it under there.
Yeah, come on.
That would
Don't
be
get
bad.
You know what? I'm done. You
It'll
know,
be
you
gone
s-
forever.
Yeah, wait, where'd it go? Okay, I thought you had it.
Why do I have 8?
Crap, where is it?
Where'd it go? Is it?
I just said.
Wait,
Yeah,
is it?
the closest thing.
Mm.
Looks like mine.
I think this is it.
No, this is.
You know what? Sorry, we're paying attention.
Oh, that's
Alright. So,
We're bad.
it's been a while. All of our attention spans are gone. So after your
They didn't
these classes, this is only the second day of the week, so you go to your third day, and yet again it's the light training because, I mean, a few people are still sore. The other classes above you did have capture the flag as well, but they had them on different days.
Being jealous.
So the fourth years just had it on the equivalent of Tuesday. So
You know, I didn't know.
they didn't tell any of you guys until it was your class, and they kind of were like, "Don't tell the others you guys are doing this. This is your quarterly exam."
That would have been fun to watch.
You were all in this. They were in the same area, so Leon probably came over and was talking to you afterwards, and definitely excited that his group also did win.
Yay!
He's got a really giant bruise right here.
They needed to win. They needed.
Yeah, after the
After the
Yeah.
dragon debacle.
that whole thing, so they all come over and they're all very happy that, like, their whole group came over and is talking to you guys. The red dragonborn that's missing most of her teeth, she's smiling, but she now has like 2 silver teeth that are right in the front, and she's missing another tooth that's just kind of like the gap's getting a little bigger. She's smiling, the half-orc is just there. He's laughing, he's very distracted. He's also got bruises. He's got one on his eye and then on his arms.
Oh, imagine getting bruises to win.
Yeah. Imagine losing hit points.
Yeah.
I forgot that I named the character Mayonnaise. Like, I wrote May and then in parentheses after it, Mayonnaise. Oh dear.
You're great at naming people.
Oh yeah.
Almost as good as
Macaroni
that.
and egg. It's mayonnaise and egg related.
Didn't you name your great grandfather after?
Martin!
Okay.
We found that post. She and I both saw it. Like, recently.
My cousin
Yeah,
Throckmorton.
Jack, the elf that is in your class, Abby, he's one of the other 4th years in your class during the actual bard specific class time. He was like asleep with his head on the desk the entire time and just kind of not wanting to do anything, not wanting to talk. He's got a few healing cuts, like stuff like that. Like, he was just in a giant battle, and yeah, there aren't really many windows. There are some, so if you guys were to look out to that side of the school, the area that had the force field's definitely gone. There aren't many trees left. It's very burnt.
You did my plan. See, burning the place was perfectly fine. Would have been fine.
They're all just covered in burn marks.
May have gone overboard.
To be fair, they probably found the flags though.
Unless the flag's burned.
But you didn't have to get the flags to win. If you took out both other teams, then you would win.
Seems like a riddle.
Yes, taking out both our other teams. Very overdone.
Yeah, if only we could.
Yeah, so Leon's over talking to you guys, and he's got a few burn marks, but they're, where is the person that I was thinking of? Yeah.
I don't know.
Kenna looks like the Dragonborn. She looks like she's the most burned. She's the sorcerer in your class.
She
And
also wild man.
Deserved it for threatening to shoot a fireball at me.
I don't think I chose her to do. No, she shot a fireball during their fight.
Yeah, not bad.
That was on purpose when she did it.
No, towards them when they're all like, oh,
No.
see that, showing off, throwing at them. Oh,
Oh,
it just
yeah.
fell.
Showing the wall.
Yeah, she wasn't threatening, she was joking. Mostly.
Joking to commit murder.
She knew there was a force field. She's known. She's a fourth
I would
year.
have had a heart attack.
You're fine.
No, you're so fearless.
I wasn't
It
dead.
only lasted a
No,
minute.
yeah, it's a
A
minute.
minute? It was an hour.
No.
No.
Even an hour.
And even though this is the next day.
Oh.
Yes, for 1 minute.
Yeah, all of the fourth years seem to be pretty badly burnt. A few of the teachers have like a burn mark or two on like the edges of their clothing because they were.
Not change?
They did, but a lot of them like
We have
wear
one
the
outfit.
same like.
This is
Yeah,
a video.
we don't wash them.
You don't
No.
change
We're
clothes.
the same outfit.
There aren't washing machines.
Prestidigitation.
Phenomena.
Doesn't solve burns on clothing.
Make new ones.
Yeah, it's.
Mending.
Oh, that's true. But that doesn't clean.
Or you have.
A mix of the two.
There you
Clean. I need to find someone with mending to fix my rope.
go.
Can I offer you minor illusion in these trying times?
Minor illusion has gone so well for our party.
Wait, have you? Never mind. I'm just gonna shut up. We've already got off the rails.
Yeah, it's the third years had theirs before, and it's now the fourth years were the last ones to go, so they're all kind of recovering from that. So all the classes are still going pretty slowly for like the rest of the week. So for day 15 of the month, the third day of the week, you guys end up having history, and they're just kind of talking about the attacks that have happened on the school. Like things that were more than just a few people. It was more than some people trying to vandalize, and closer to a group forming that was against the school. As in a very large group being against the school. And they never like wanted to name the organization, but it was basically kind of a tiny rebellion against the emperor, and they were associating the school with the emperor because they're connected. Like the palace is part of the school, so immediately they're like, "Oh, we don't like the emperor. We're getting rid of the school." And it was a more violent group rather than just trying to get rid of corruption. It was the violent approach of it.
That's yeah.
And without the school having to do anything, with faculty having to even respond, the group was wiped out by the deities that were kind of like, hey, we're going to give you guys the school, we'll protect it as long as you use it for its purpose of actual training.
Like wiped out as in they died?
The ones who were actually being violent towards well, trying to hurt the tree and such, yes.
A kid walks up to the
We
tree,
have heard
kicks
that
it.
before. We have heard that people who try to hurt the tree die.
Yep.
86 fire damage and 20-foot radius.
This is.
In that case, it was
You're walking
a
around
massive
with
lightning bolt
you're walking
that
around
kind
with
of hit them
an oil lamp
and just
trip.
scattered between them all
Oh
and
no.
took them out. And some of them survived, and they were the ones like near the
Wow.
outer edge of the tree that immediately stopped and left.
Wow.
But it was very precise, and there were survivors in the middle who were like children. They were fine, nothing, because they're children. They can be helped. So, yeah, the deities having a kind heart. But then there were other instances of no, just wipe out everything. Having a completely different response based on which deity responded or almost the time of year. So during that one, it was during the spring, and Thor was the one that they talked about is responding.
Oh no.
That wasn't taking out the children. It was like, hey, they're good, they're okay, we can help them. And then during the winter is when they were all wiped out by Uller, and it was just kind of like, no. And there was a giant snowstorm just around the tree.
God, so Thor is nicer in this one. Got it.
Huh?
I said, so Thor is nicer in this one.
Yes.
Got it.
You hear that?
He's not a god of boy.
It's you deserve punishment, but hey, you can be forgiven.
So you have chosen
There's-
death.
Yeah, that's like what the entire history class is about that day.
Has there ever been an instance that Freya judged the group?
Freya never did, her brother Frey does. Because he's technically the god of spring,
He
but
entered the
his was
fray.
more of... Frey's was more of, because it's during the spring and they allow Thor to respond during that time,
You could say they were.
Frey responds with
Frey.
thankful, and he's like gifting them. Usually it's something like a bountiful harvest, stuff like that, or their crops actually coming up. So certain people will go out of their way to be kind to the school during spring, and he will make their gardens beautiful, like stuff like that, or just making certain things that come during spring go away, like certain pests, stuff like that, and he'll keep them back. But Thor is the one that's taking the judgment side during spring.
Understandable.
Let's see, and yeah, Freya's. She takes less of the role in any of the school, and it's more of just, she's there, people worship her, but she doesn't interact as much. Air definitely does, and she's the one that's for the orphanage. Yeah. So she's basically their goddess of, basically orphans, like stuff like that. She takes care of them. But then also with medicines and stuff. So their hospital and orphanage are the same thing. She's helping train the orphans as they're getting older, waiting till they're old enough to actually comprehend like the human body and the non-human body to take care of people and actually help them. So giving them a life that they can use, allowing them to choose if they want to stay.
I wish I could be given a life.
I was thinking of making a joke. Like,
But she never responds with that. And if there is a child that all of the children that were in that huge lightning strike that it killed all of the adults there, a lot of the children were with them, so she kind of brought them in. And that's when that temple was built.
unintentional burn.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hear what he said. I was
You were
very
like, I wish, you were like, oh, they give life or some crap like that. And he's like, I wish you could give me a life. And you're like, no, it doesn't.
She doesn't do that.
You don't get a life, no.
Not today.
There's not really much that happens that day. The next day is you've got your beasts class again, and he has you do more research on the same beasts.
Are we rolling?
It's up to you. If you want to try again, find a different book.
I don't think we need to.
Yes?
Do you see what it is?
No, your hand's in the way.
I'll roll 2.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a natural 20, so
Plus 1, so it's 21.
You're only 2. Like a
Plus 2, so it's 22.
9.
They just come in with a giant pile of books.
So, you both find books that, like several, it's up to you if you want to take all of them. One of them, Owen, you recognize when Shump brings it to the table.
Know that book.
And there's the giant book with the spider on the side that you were like, oh, I didn't want to mess with that book.
Don't like that one.
And it's...
Someone else read this. I've already read for the month.
You touch that book.
I don't like sand.
It's a book that's just about different kinds of spiders,
Yeah.
different sizes, different breeds, their locations.
She'll use my whopping 14 in
Oh,
intelligence to read.
Yes, please take that.
It's still above the average, like, commoner.
That's
The stats are like 10 for a... Yeah.
Intelligence is lower than commoner. What's
Okay, you're like a child, though.
My strength is higher than a
Oh,
commoner.
that's probably 9's probably high
Wait.
in high school.
Yeah,
We're
So,
sergeant and commoners who
you guys are
like,
finding
work in
books
a
that's-
field are their
they're like
life.
very in-depth about it, and the spiders that you would see up in the mountains, which are where you guys have been told that you probably will be, they seem to be very aggressive rather than just kind of protecting their nest. It's more of a, they will go out of their way, and that's why they've become an issue, is they go out of their way to cause trouble.
Do the books say anything about if they a weakness or if they don't like something? I mean, probably like
You.
5. Oh, oh, good. Keep them away from me.
It does say that they don't need the light. They have blind sight.
Oh, wow, that must be nice to be able to see in the dark.
Yeah. By the way, you're going to be in caves in the mountains.
If only someone had some way of making light.
Lightning.
Alright, their webs are different. They have the cave walls
Burn the
lined.
webs!
You could do that. The caves are lined with webs. Like there
Those
are
webs conduct
drawings.
electricity.
I'm gonna Google that. Let's continue. No, I got this.
I want to get a really quick letter sent to Shump's dad.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know.
immediately before he finishes my gauntlet. I want a flint and tinder put
Yes.
into
Some
this
spider
thing
silk.
Oh, we all looked it up.
Electricity.
Okay.
I just love
with
it.
my fingers.
Yes.
In the mouth.
It does?
Yeah.
Cool.
Spider silk is capable of conducting electricity.
I didn't know
I
that.
tried to look it up,
The
but the
connectivity
internet
was
This
not
video
so
is now
powerful.
educational.
It's lower than metal, though. It's not conductive enough for practical purposes.
Oh.
Like killing every last one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it- It would probably break the web before hurting
It would
somebody on the
probably
inside.
burn it.
Yeah. Because the webs are flammable.
That's my trick.
Alright. So the webs would... It'd probably work. Your
Alright.
thunder wave doesn't do lightning damage, just so you know. It's
What's
thunder
the difference?
damage.
Okay.
Oh yeah, thunder damage.
Thunder sound.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like sound waves instead of, you know,
It's like a concussive
electricity.
grenade.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And it can be heard from up to like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's loud.
I'll use
Remember,
it when
guys-
you're trying to be sneaky.
This is a stealth mission.
In the middle of the cave.
Yeah, they don't speak, so they can't really be reasoned with. Which I feel like that's something you guys would be looking for.
Observe.
Yes.
Do animals and stuff technically speak a language? This is not. Don't worry.
If you can speak with beasts,
Don't speak with beasts.
yes, but I
So is that considered a language?
No.
Okay. Okay. Don't worry about it.
now I'm concerned. Yeah, they
You
they can like shoot their webs at you. What did you say?
Asked if he's gonna use speak with beasts to speak with him.
I can't use speak with beasts. I'm a rogue. What am I gonna do? Speak.
And then in the same section as it's talking about the giant spiders, it's talking more about the violent fungus, how it can sense the nearby motion. So yeah, they're common around the spiders and in the edges of their
With
dens.
animals?
So they can sense the nearby motion and will attack
We
with their
can't speak
tendrils.
with animals.
Sean doesn't like animals that much. She doesn't have a good relationship with them.
I feel attacked.
Not yet, you don't. Eventually.
Fine,
That's a
Eventually-
threat.
Eventually,
We'll find
it'll
Shumble
probably
Rat.
happen.
There you go. What else would you guys like to know about the giant spiders or the violet fungus that you will encounter?
A giant enemy spider.
Anyway, so we can't think of a weakness, or at least the book does not say.
Does the violet fungus move
But,
aside from when it whips?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Does it
It doesn't move like as a person. It doesn't have a
It
movement
doesn't
speed,
have feet.
but it moves in its own space.
It doesn't have feet.
Yeah.
Oh.
It can't get up and
Does it
walk away.
react to danger anyway?
The violet
Attacks you.
fungus,
No,
It
like
reacts
if
to
there's fire
motion.
coming to it.
it reacts to motion.
Only motion.
What if a
okay.
light is moving?
Oh yeah, that's.
It doesn't really
That
have like
considers
ears or eyes. It's
So I don't think you're a light thing.
So like
it,
sound
it,
vibrations.
it would react to light. This is me using the science side of it because it's from the Underdark where there isn't much light.
Mm.
So immediately it'd be like it would have
Are
a
we thinking the
normal
same
reaction.
thing?
Yeah.
You using your light,
Yes.
whoever moved to
Yeah, you get
make them
4.
attack the spider?
It doesn't attack it. It's just out of 4 of them and have them all moving around different places.
No. I mean the
Oh.
mushrooms. They react to light and attack movement, right?
Yeah.
So you could use the.
Use that to bait out to see what's
Do they
you
attack
can
the
use it to
spiders?
attack for 'em.
No,
Yeah.
because
to
they.
bait and attack.
As far as the
Nothing.
books say, there hasn't been anything
It's like a
documented.
symbiotic
You could use that
Yeah.
to
The
have in
spiders
front of
lure
us
stuff in,
to-
anything extra
whatever
goes to
in
the
the dark.
fungus.
That's the plan.
The fungus
Okay.
feeds on the dead matter and the
Bring
flesh.
out your dead.
Hang out, you guys.
That's a good movie.
What?
He's referencing
That's
the movie.
reference.
Oh, okay.
I hit myself in the head with something, and this isn't exactly hard.
Anyway,
And this probably would hurt.
Any other questions about the violet fungus or giant spider? They
what
can,
color are they?
Which ones?
The violet mushrooms.
Violet. You don't know
Violent.
Oh, okay.
That's what color they're
I heard.
Violet. Yep.
Yeah.
You want to know what color the giant spiders are?
Violent.
Orange.
According to this picture, they are partly orange, but that's not what I was planning on them looking like. They're furry black spiders. Like they look more like tarantulas, but they're spiders. Because fantasy worlds. And there are definitely pictures and diagrams inside of the book about them.
When we find it for the first time, I'm gonna get that sound bite. The giant enemy spider one.
A giant enemy spider.
I'll play it as soon as it shows up.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, you
I know
guys
you
will.
were afraid.
Yes. I'm
Don't
terrified.
worry. I know you were afraid.
I know. Did you just steal one of her cookies?
Yeah.
Oh.
We got cookies?
Go get her one, a new one.
We're bad at this.
Man, we've done a lot.
Yeah.
We got like 3 days already.
So that's your beast class yet again, and then you get to your history. All of the rangers and druids are not there, so I don't remember if there aren't any of either of those in your grade, but they combined the history for all of the groups this time, so you're all with the barbarian teacher. But yeah, the rangers, the rangers and druids aren't there because they're out training in the forest, trying to get used to it, have a common ground. They every so often go into the plains, like they're right at the edge, so that they can get training on both. Some of them deciding their favorite terrain, like that kind of idea, stuff like that.
I like the sand.
Hmm?
The sand is really good.
I don't like
You were
sand.
talking about favorite terrain,
Yeah.
so I was just thinking.
So in the history class, they're talking about more of the attacks on the school. So are there any other instances you guys are wondering about, like things that happened?
I'm not sure what to ask about.
I don't know either.
Basically, the deities that are affected in this world, it's almost any of the mythologies that are studied. So on the continent you guys are currently on, they focus mostly on the Norse. But then on the others, there are Greek, Roman, and Japanese. If that tells you deities that you know.
Sorry. Were there any groups that did call themselves by name?
There are
That
probably,
attacked?
trying to think of, let's go with, for the sake of my brain, Barbarian teacher can't think of any at the moment. Granted, she is very young. Like, she just graduated a few years ago, and so she can't recall any in her time of being at the school.
Okay.
Almost immediately, she's picking up
Just
a
wondering.
feathered pen and writing something down.
She's also the one that listened to me humming the song.
Yes. Yeah. Are there any other instances you guys are wondering about, like any deities that you're like, oh, is this one?
Were there any other deities involved in making the tree? Like from different backgrounds?
So the way it works is basically it's similar to how in ancient history they, in our world, they would worship different deities, but they were just variations of the same one.
Mm.
So it's the same person to them, just with a different name. So if you were to talk to somebody in one of the other continents about Poseidon, they'd be like, oh no, that's this person.
Were there any deities involved that didn't help? Or were there any deities that decided not to help with the tree? So they don't care about the tree?
Because they don't care?
Like they just didn't necessarily care about it, or they're against it?
Yeah. So there are a lot of them. Because you're asking about Barbarian teacher, she doesn't know a lot of the deities' names. Like that's not what she studies. She's very much studying Odin and all that. So she can immediately think Loki was opposed to it because he wanted the chaos. And it was amusing to him. But other than that, she can't think of any that were like, I don't care about it. There were some that were just hardcore opposed to it. Certain variations, it almost seems like some of the gods have different personalities.
Does that mean Loki's potentially been the cause for some of the attacks on it?
Potentially. He enjoys chaos.
Okay.
Maybe I should study the Norse gods more, because I don't know most of them.
You know what you could do to study for it?
What?
You could play a certain game
Oh.
with them in it.
Yeah, I could.
Like Smite.
Oh, come on, man.
It's a trap. Don't do it.
The new God of War.
Exact. Wow.
There you go.
No one brought that up. You know, look at that.
Oh,
If only they got it.
so-
Oh wait, he does have it.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Never mind.
Spider.
With this world, Zeus and Thor are basically the equivalents of each other. And then, I can't remember the name I just had in my head.
What?
Is
That's
there
so
an
evil.
Egyptian god of lightning and thunder?
Please look it up, because
It
my
would
laptop has
be-
no internet right now.
I'm pretty sure it would just be the god of the sky would fall into that category. Because they don't have rain.
God of thunder.
They have like,
But
Baal is known to be the rider of clouds.
yeah, that would
Right.
Most active during thunderstorms, also
So
considered to
probably,
be an air quote Lord of Heaven and Earth.
yeah.
Even controlling Earth's fertility.
I don't know any
Oh, there we go. God of thunder.
Egyptian,
Yes.
Egyptian gods are weird.
God of
They
thunder.
are. They're gods of the different like rivers and oceans.
Egyptian gods are weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap and very specific things.
Yeah.
Like there's just a god of crocodiles. That's the only thing that he is in charge of.
The god of this land.
There's a god of bees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Egypt's weird.
What was I thinking?
Very interesting.
Oh, Odin and Ares. both being gods of war. So,
Are the Greek and the Roman separate?
Wait.
yes. They have their separate names.
Wait.
They're named, but they're the
Oh,
same
yeah.
person.
Wait,
Yeah.
But
That's basically it. So,
Yeah.
those two continents have had wars.
Besties?
Many wars.
Oh, never mind. Opposite.
No, we kind of argue like, hey, no, this name for the deity is better. This is the deity.
Well, you know what I think about your opinion? I think you should. That's
Well,
the exact
that's-
conversation.
Some
that
of
we
them
had before.
try and settle it. Some of the deities try and like interfere and they try and settle it.
And then Ares
No,
and
hey,
Mars are just
you
Ares
call
and
me
Mars.
Mars.
best friends.
Extremely
Let's
different.
kill each other.
Yeah.
Ares and Mars are extremely different.
Right. So,
Minerva and
It's-
Athena are pretty much the same person.
yeah, they all have their different things. So, there's the Norse do believe in the Valkyries and in Valhalla.
I like
So.
the Valkyries.
It's definitely a thing that people in
I
this
hate them
continent
because
would
of
do.
God of War. I need to kill them. Anyway, continue.
So, anything else you guys are wondering about that? Huh? Yes.
Are Valkyries a thing in this? Oh crap, I couldn't guess that.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
hey, are Valkyries real in this world?
Oh, Valkyries a thing?
They are, but it's usually a deity sending someone
Yeah,
down.
it's just the angels.
Yeah, it's basically.
Yeah, just the.
They just call them the Valkyries here
Yeah.
because that's who they worship. They
Cute.
worship.
Yeah, it's cool. I like them. They're cool.
Wait.
And they're very much closer to protecting and bringing the justice to those when they die and taking them where they belong. Yeah. After you have history that day, you've got feasts, you gotta get them the next day, and it seems like almost everybody in the school is starting to be fully recovered. Like the fourth years are definitely very beaten up still. I mean, they were kind of exploded on by one of their classmates. What'd you say? I just watched that and
No, I stopped because of that.
my brain didn't calculate what was going on. I was like, wait, why did you stop? And then oh wait. Yeah, there's not a hole in the math, that's right.
That's kind of the point.
I don't know what you're talking about. So you guys end up having your free day, which is the 18th of the month. So if
What
you
we
guys would
doing?
like, you can go to Morgantown. It's up to you guys.
I'd use my claw. I'm
You
good.
find the quest? I don't know.
It's up to you guys. You have. You guys can. There is a
Is there a
job.
bound? Let's go get a job.
Yeah, there's.
Let's go get a job.
There is a
Yeah.
job board
I
here
need money.
because they
Any
didn't
money?
want.
I just
Put
got
it in
some.
town.
No, just in
How
general.
much do you need?
Just in general, not for anything specifically.
My
That's
parents
just-
just sent me 5 gold. What do you need? Speaking of, I need to send them a letter.
I want to look up I want to look in the library for books saying about like details
Oh, you're not gonna
about
do
the
this?
attacks.
No quest?
No.
No
You
quest?
can if you want to.
You don't
I
wanna-
wanted to learn more about
You
it.
don't want to go on a quest with your
Dude, you're like half of our damage.
Well, maybe
Because
they
you
could
would've-
hit
I
things.
miss
You
everything.
would have had time like after classes to go to the library
Oh,
in the school. Yeah, it's the exact same schedule as before, where it's like, hey, you can go training, but they're at the point where like you don't have to go to training now. We trust you guys. You guys
You're
need to.
fools.
They trust you enough to. Hey, you're in the school. You have a training room available. You can spend your time wisely and do this,
Or quest.
or do whatever you want. So you've got the day to try and find a quest on the job board. You two would both know exactly where the job board is. Like, it's specifically here because they didn't want to put it in a tavern.
So they can.
Right, because, there's a giant adventuring school. Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
yeah,
giant.
put it in the tavern. It's sticky.
Uh-oh,
Ooh,
stinky.
your teeth are getting sharp, little one.
Yeah, so I don't have anything like planned for a quest, but if you guys are like, hey,
Mm.
I want to find a quest.
We need monies.
Alright, what kind of thing are you guys thinking? If you're looking at the quest board.
Slay a dragon.
No.
No!
Elizabeth has been told she's not allowed to do that by her brother, so she's
Yes,
not
but
allowed.
that's Elizabeth, not me.
But
I can
Elizabeth,
take it.
dude, Elizabeth deals like like twice as much damage as all of
Yeah,
us.
and Shump's dad did get the letter. He immediately was very excited about it. So when he saw you, he was showing you like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. So it's basically snapping and it'll light it. Yeah. He has it so you can either do either of these two fingers if you snap. Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you setting your claws on fire?
No, I can just maybe
Oh, that would
eventually.
be cool.
Maybe eventually, but right now I can just start fires with my fingers.
And he gives you, there are little, basically cards like the side of a matchbox that you'll have to ever so often replace it with and have a way to use an adhesive to keep it on there.
Only someone else had something that could add.
You could talk to Jerry Warren.
Yeah, not now. We have
And
a
then the
quest.
letter to your parents, it only ends up costing 1 gold. They sent you 5. But the moment the man in the post office sees the name, he just kind of smiles and immediately changes the price and takes it to 1 gold instead of it being 3.
Oh, thanks.
He definitely has a moment of recognition in seeing your parents' names, and he's like, oh, I know who that is.
Thank you.
Of course, they're good people.
I think so.
What?
No, I
Yeah.
think we have something to go in.
So Dorian now has his fancy claw over his hand that you can snap
So
and
I
light a
got
fire.
the gold rings on this hand and my claw on this hand.
So what kind of quest would you guys like? Do you want something that's going to take you out of the city? Do you want something that's
Mow
staying in
the
the
lawn.
city?
What?
Mowing the lawn?
Are there any recovery quests, like search and recovery?
I don't have the map. Do I? Wait. Find out if I have the map of the,
Like lost dog ran off into the woods.
Yeah.
You need help retrieving.
Just gonna.
10 silver if found.
There.
Silver? Wait, is that just a gold?
Huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Wait,
it's,
but we'd have to split that. That would be 2 silver.
Yeah.
it's usually a little less for things like this because more time. It's not like a rich city. It's not poor by any means. Because it's right by the adventuring school, they get a bit of business. They get people coming through Hornheim to go to the tree.
Oh, never mind.
So, if you guys are looking for trying to find somebody's pet, stuff like that, there are 2 or 3. Some of them are, it's not really a great description. So there's, hey, I lost a dog. Can you find it? I saw it last outside of this shop, but that's the only information. There's no description or anything. One of them is like in detail. There's a little tiny sketch from a kid in the corner that's like, the kid really wants their pet back. And it just like, please, but it's very poor handwriting. That kind of idea. And then there's a very detailed description beside it of basically a golden retriever. It's very fluffy, but very young. And they say it went into the woods near the tree, but they're unsure of how far in. It's never like run out before, and it does say there's like a 10 silver. Hey, we'll give you this if you bring it to us on this day
Neutral per person.
or before this day. But if it's after this day, you only get 5. Cause, yeah.
Sweet.
So you guys are currently on day 18, but it would have been the 20th on the month that it goes down. So let me go find it that day. Then it's good.
So, how many of these do we have?
How many of the quests?
Yeah.
There's one that gives like an actual description of the pet.
Probably not. Is there any other quests
So
that
there are
are
the
leading towards the general area?
There are like 3 that are about animals, but there's only one that gives a description of the pet that's missing. One's a dog, one's a
That didn't
cat, and
answer
then
the
there's the
question.
one that's really descriptive.
I know
With the
that
quest
this is
in the general area.
There are some inside of the city, but not really outside. It's more of people like, hey, can you help me like move this heavy thing, please? Because I don't want to
Sure.
actually go pay like the builders.
I will spend, depending on how long it takes us to get the dog.
I know this is a cursed phrase, but it may be best to split the party because these aren't combats.
I will not be able to help find that dog.
Okay.
At all.
No, that kind of.
I'll try and find one
I
of
have
the
a 6
dogs.
wisdom.
What's
Survival
that mean?
is
What
wisdom.
does that mean?
Okay, so
I'm very
My
bad at
wisdom
finding
is
things.
8.
Hi, Oreo. Hi, baby.
How are you guys finding stuff?
Extraordinarily bad at finding things.
Investigation.
Doors,
Would this be
I
survival?
forgot what I'm looking
Investigation or
for.
He's very ADHD.
survival or
I'm holding it in
investigation?
my hand and I can't find it. It would be investigation, probably. Unless you're trying to track it, and then it would be survival. So if
Okay.
you're like, I'm looking for paw prints.
So Elizabeth and I can try and find the dogs. You guys can move
I'm
that.
not wearing my armor. I didn't bring it at all for this.
All right. So we roll for. Wait. So are we doing that? You guys hope
You guys can do
those
that.
guys move?
So then,
I will just
you are
do
helping people.
every single like heavy labor job in the entire thing
Okay.
as fast
Pretty
as
sure.
possible.
You help him.
Okay.
Sweet.
So let's go
Let's
do-
go find that
yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We like combining them or?
Either one of you can roll with advantage, or you guys can both roll separately.
Have advantage.
We
so
have the same.
are you?
Oh, you have that.
Are you just kind of?
Okay,
Are you
I guess
trying
I'll
to track it, or?
Hello, poopy dog.
Teamwork. We're trying to.
No,
Well, for me, it's a 2 either way. So.
it's only one. It's either one of us rolls with advantage or we both roll.
Okay. So.
So have advantage.
Yeah, you can roll.
Find out.
So mess up.
That's not happening. That's
What
a
did
2.
I say?
And a 10
All right.
total.
You messed up.
Yeah, a little
And
bit.
already wolf at a 14.
You find another dog, but it's not the dog you're looking for. Like it's not
Doug?
the yellow fur. It's got very black, shaggy fur. It looks like it's been missing for a few days.
Free dog.
But it's very sweet.
I don't think I've rolled anything above a 10.
You want to take that back and we'll keep looking?
Kind of, but can we keep dogs at the school?
No, I mean to the town.
Oh, that.
That was 3 jobs that involved finding dogs.
Well,
Well, there are 2 dogs and one's a cat.
yeah, I guess.
Wait,
There's
did I
that one that.
recognize a dog from my time?
There was one that had a terrible description of it. I mean, it could be.
I mean, you know, there's several people in the town that own dogs, but you guys do live outside of it, outside of the town. So you didn't spend too much time in. You probably would have seen this
Because I
dog
have an
before.
idea, but I have an idea of what people own dogs.
Not really. You don't know very many of the people in the town. You know the people who lived outside of it near you, but you knew somebody had that dog. Because, like, you would help in your parents' job every so often, so you'd see a dog running around outside.
So it could be here.
Like,
We'll,
this dog was frequently lost.
we'll bring it back, see if it's.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Oh, we will.
Alright, are you 2 splitting up, or are you gonna walk around?
Yes, we'll keep looking just because. Here, you roll this time. Since
Oh, well, maybe.
I have not rolled above
Am I
The
rolling?
dog that you guys found is just following you. He's very excited. He wants a pet. He's trying to jump on, like, with his hind legs up on you. Like, it's tall enough it can jump and put its paws on your chest.
Carry the dog and give it pets. You want to roll again then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you guys want to roll something here.
So 21.
Yeah, you find the golden retriever. It's hiding, like, at the base of a tree.
you little.
For cats. Like, there's,
Yeah,
there's,
but
like
still.
there's little birds that are, like, hopping around, and they're looking at it, like, really confused. Its paw might be a little hurt, but it's just kind of laying at the bottom of the tree, and it's okay with you guys. Like, it's people. Maybe they'll help me. Maybe they have food.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And then they smell food on you guys. They're like, oh yeah, I'm coming with. They smell like home.
Okay.
So
Nice.
you now have 2 dogs.
We're taking them back.
Let's go.
Okay.
So-
The golden retriever is limping a little bit, like it's
I
back
can
paws.
carry it.
You gonna carry it?
Yeah.
I'll help.
So go.
Actually, I'm not sure.
What's your strength?
11.
I think you can carry that.
Ooh.
Yeah, dogs aren't that heavy.
Okay.
You should be fine.
And you said it wasn't that old.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's still like.
Still a golden retriever.
Yeah, golden retrievers aren't small, bub.
Just use power of upper body strength.
Give yourself advantage. Okay, so we
That's all we got.
so we switching over to these guys or
Yeah, we're gonna switch over to you guys. So
we're
there's
bringing dogs?
a very long list.
Actually, this is perfect. I have time.
There are a few that are like the same person. There's an older lady that she put like 3 different things. They're all different objects that need to be moved. They're all different dates that like, hey, I put this up on this day. None of them have like I need help by this date. One of them's really old. Like there are a lot of papers on here. Some of them is stacked on top of each other, and she gives a little like this is where it is on the town, and there's a map on the board, so it's kind of just saying it's below this shop, and the shop's kind of they're color coded like labeled. Yeah. So there's that one. She's just kind of asking to move larger furniture. There are some that
Yeah, I
are
can do it.
they need help moving equipment, like in the carpenter, stuff like that.
You want to go do that one? I'll help the old lady do all of her stuff for her.
Okay.
Do something.
Yeah. So it's a very old
16 strength. I got this.
human lady. She's barely able to like stand up off of her. Like she's got like a rocking chair on her porch, and she like slowly stands up and.
No, please stay
You can
stay
help the
there.
furniture inside. I can help. I
No,
can like show
stay
you
there.
what it is.
Stay
Okay.
there. Just give me descriptions, I'll take care of it.
In the living room, and she gives there's just 3 different things she needs to be moved. One of them's a large hutch like this. One's just like inching something over like 3 inches, and that's about it. That's all she wanted done with it. And then the last thing's it's just a table that you just need to move to a different room. So it's not like it's heavy things except for the hutch. So the hutch is the only one I would have you roll for. So.
The hutch is probably I rolled before for the first one.
So it's you start to move and
4 plus 3.
it's like I might need Trump's help for this. I don't know, because
I'll set it down and come back to it later. Get the other 2 done.
yeah, the other 2 are pretty easy. They're not
I'll
like
get back
heavy
to
things.
And cast heroism on myself before I do it. Just to give myself a little boost of strength.
Yeah.
I
And
think
then
these are this.
Shep went to a different spot. She went
Oh.
to the carpenter. They're just basically having you move a few pieces of equipment. They aren't like extremely heavy, but they are human. They are closer on the leaner side. They're more of using the equipment, stuff like that. So go ahead and make probably 3 strength rolls, because it's heavier for some of them, but it's just
14, what?
14 plus.
a big number.
That out here. So 14, yeah, 18.
7?
7. And
12.
12.
Okay,
So good,
So-
meh. Oh, good, bad, meh.
yeah, the good one, easy. You're like, oh, this is fine.
Oh, what?
The meh, you're like, I don't know how they want me to move this. Like, this is a really big thing. I'm
It's
not exactly
21
big.
couches.
Yes, it's 21 couches. The third, you're like, okay, I can get this through. So the second one, you kind of had to ask help for. Like, there are people in the carpenter shop. They're Elizabeth's parents. So you've already like met them before. They recognize you. Like, oh, you came to help. And Elizabeth's dad comes over and is helping you scoot stuff over, like that. So he helps you with the one thing and then pays you. So the 2 of you get 7 silver just for those, and then it's an older lady. She's not that much, so she gives you like 4, and this is all
I
I
wasn't doing it
have.
for the money.
And then she gives you she's giving you like a piece of bread. She's
No.
I made this today.
Thank
It's turned
you.
out very well. Very proud
Thank
of
you
it.
very much.
Of course. And then
Don't watch me.
she's back on her chair, just sitting, slowly rocking, and every so often she'll like mess with the flowers that are on a little pot in front of her. Something like that, like watching the birds, watching the kids run around, because there are a few younger kids.
I'll be in town every weekend. I'll come by and see you if you need anything.
Oh, thanks. It makes it a lot easier than having to walk all the way over to that board. And she just kind of like
I believe
leans
it.
forward. Her house is over here, and she's leaning forward, trying to squeeze it. No, I can't see it through the post office. I used to be able to see it, but they put that darn thing there. When did they put that there? Probably yesterday.
I don't know if you see that.
She's back to swing on her porch. There's definitely kids. It's like a dirt path, so there are some kids that they're all just kind of playing out there. One of them's like running up all excited. Guys, I got a skateboard! Look! My mom went to the Capitol and we got it! And they put it down and start trying to ride on it and immediately fall.
Show the boss.
Like it's a rocky
Show them
road.
who's
A rocky
boss.
path. It's just dirt and rocks.
Then when you find a gravel patch, it's very smooth. Works a little better.
Show them who's boss.
We came on the other side.
I don't think I'm there.
You're not there, but you must embarrass them.
Immediately, all the kids just scatter, run up to their doors, and they knock, or they'll like run to different shops. Like they disperse, and then all come back to the same spot. And my mom said we can go over there and do it. And they all just charge in front of the setup marker spots. Can't think of the words. They're like lean-tos for all the markers and stuff. Like
Dang.
people who are coming from out of town. And they're like, hey, we'll take
Wait,
yours.
some of me, I feel the dang.
No, it is back at you.
Dang it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's back at the two of you. So you guys bring both dogs back, and immediately the family with the golden retriever is like panicked, and they just kind of toss Silver at you, not paying attention, and toss 11. It had said 10. They tossed 11, and immediately the dad's like taking the dog, and he's like, hey, kids, look who we got back. Oh, you hurt your paw. Well, we're gonna have to take it to the doctor, and then immediately, thank you, and closes the door. The other family, all the kids are outside, and there are like 4 kids that look the exact same. And you're like,
They're close.
I'm so sorry for this family. You have 4 kids that look the exact same.
Name them all similar things.
And
Have to.
like you take it to the house, it says that this was their dog, but before you even get up to the door, the 4 kids just come charging. You found him! Oh my goodness, thank you! Mom! Where's Mom? I don't know. Where's Mom? And then suddenly 2 of them just run off in different directions. The other 2 are, thank you. Okay, you can leave. The other 2 kids come back with their mom, and
Okay.
she's like, oh, thank you. You found our dog. Kind of like happy. You brought the dog back, but we have 4 kids and a dog. And like she gives you like 3 silver, and she's like, okay, thank you. Bye. Now don't talk to strangers.
Let's walk away.
Oh.
And like the kids are like, go play, okay. And she takes the dog inside of their house. And they don't exactly have backyards. Like there are 2 main gates, but
I
they're not
think
really gonna
Spider-Man.
stop.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man far from home.
Oh.
That's how it's our
Yeah,
job.
they don't exactly. What are you doing?
Stealing.
I obtained money.
Yeah.
Alright, so
So the 2
How are
of
we
you
splitting
together
that?
gain 14. So
That's not how math works.
yeah, it is 11 plus
11 and 3.
I thought it was 11 total.
No, the golden retriever was
Okay.
11. And then the other was 3.
3. So we doing 7 each. Please. Even though I rolled terribly.
But you found the dogs together.
My back.
Welcome back.
You guys are helping. Yeah.
We found dogs.
I moved things for that lady. She was very old.
Oh yeah, wait.
Also, things.
How's your back feeling?
My back is, yeah,
Mine hurts.
it's fine.
They made me move a cupboard. It was very heavy.
So they're just here at
Yeah, you did.
Maybe you shouldn't have taken lift of your back so literally.
Yes. Well, I don't need this. I hand for you some poor sore.
Wait, I can't just convert that to gold. There we go.
That's up to you.
There we go.
Yeah. So what would you guys like to do for the rest of your free day? It probably only took you a couple, like 2 or 3 hours to get all that done. It wasn't like a lot. Like it probably took you 2 longer because you had to actually leave, find 2 dogs, and then come back.
Any more quests?
I mean, a lot of it.
Knock out all of these jobs today.
A lot of it is stuff like, hey, we need like the 4th years, and like they'll specifically request the upper years.
We're too low
Dang
levels.
it.
We can't accept this quest yet.
It's not available to you. It's like Greta.
Yeah.
It's a great exclamation point instead of
Yeah. So they basically are requesting 4th years for it because it's larger things.
I just have to burn
Like
one.
having to
Yeah.
leave the town. Some of them have
Does
dates
he bring you on
that
his quest?
they don't have them. Others
He seems kind of protective. I don't think he
Alone.
can bring you
As
along.
long as he doesn't know I'm there.
Oh,
Wait, but then-
okay. It took my brain a second to figure out what was going on because brain stopped working.
Does Maggie scolds me if I'm there to help?
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's not okay.
Sometimes my genius is... It's almost frightening.
There was something you wanted to find out in the library before this, I remember.
That's correct.
What was it? Because
Wait, so are we heading back?
It was about
Yeah,
the
we're-
different attacks, if any of the other gods were involved in the attacks, like cause
In
people like get
causing them?
together.
there were some that are less known gods. I can't think of the equivalent. I can't think of what the Poseidon equivalent is to the Norse deities.
North?
Literally just
It's not
gods.
very
Right. It's
prevalent, which is surprising because they're in the water a lot.
right.
I think it was just Thor. Thor was like
I
everything.
think so. Whoever it
Because
was.
Thor was war, fertility,
Right.
thunder, lightning.
There's a goddess of North Sea. Nerthus, mostly earth goddess, but is also associated with lake springs and holy waters. 9 daughters of Aegir, who personify the characteristics of waves,
Yeah, there really
with
is.
Aegir being the
Yeah.
personification of the sea.
Because they weren't worshiping the ocean, they were worshiping the rain.
Right.
You're asking for, yeah.
And they were more of the weather. Like, hey, Thor.
Yeah.
So it probably would have been Thor. That would have been very rude.
It would have
It's fun.
So there definitely were deities that were focused on it.
Oh yeah?
Oh no.
So the different
Oh, yeah?
We're bad at this.
Careful. The different continents all have their own school. So they all have their deities that they worship and their deities that oppose the school.
Yeah.
So it's in different locations they have different ones. It really just depends on the perspective. Because certain deities oppose on other continents. So there's yes, go ahead.
If there's a deity that, say, on one continent wasn't involved in making the tree, or the school, and another continent was, would that deity be willing to attack said other school, or like form a group too?
It really depended on the deity. So some of them they were like, yeah, I'm okay with this. But then having Ares as the god of war, he was all for the schools. He was just more of like he's also Odin.
It makes more warriors.
Yeah, he's like, hey, there can be more fights if they're trained. But at the same time, sometimes there is a justified side of it. And they're like, hey, you guys are on the right. Or, hey, you guys are just being dumb. Stop. And then being on the other side.
Yeah,
So
Spider-Man.
So it really depended on the perspective from the deities.
Hmm.
So there were definitely some that
Yeah.
opposed it that were Norse. Like their Norse objectives were against this.
Yeah.
Oh, he's looking this up.
This was before you guys.
Oh, never mind. I thought I was after we got back.
No, I just got distracted.
Yes, he did.
Now what?
Weirdly enough, I only had a week planned, and it's only 7.
Well, we did start early.
We did. We're all there. So, is there anything you guys would like to do on your free day? Like, do you want to go to the library of school? Do you want to?
Nothing.
I do want to
Shelf
check.
doesn't read. She already read this month.
I want to go check and see if there were any documented terrorist groups. As much as I know about my parents, I want to know if there's other people.
There were definitely groups. I don't actually have any names planned at the moment. I'll figure it out. There were probably 3 or 4 that were just opposed to this emperor. Some that were just straight up opposed to the school. One that took a very violent approach. They gave themselves a name by basically branding it on things that they were destroying. So, burn something, brand it with our logo, and then leave.
What logo?
I knew you were gonna ask that. It's not the one that you have.
Yeah, I
No.
heard logo and I was like, wait a
It is
minute.
not that simple.
Congratulations, you triggered the Vietnam flashback.
No, it's not that simple.
Uh,
It's stuff like that where they're very focused on accomplishing their goal, but at the same time they want to be known because when it's all over and people, air quotes, realize they're the right ones, they want to be the ones that are banged for it. Like, yeah, we're the reason that this is over. Are you so happy?
No, but thank you for asking.
Alright.
Not
No,
the-
call him.
Not the kind of girl.
Sorry, they said
I
I'll
would
call him like 100 times in that movie.
I'm busy stacking my dice.
So what else would you guys like to do on your free day?
What do? What do?
I'm gonna train for the rest of the
Yeah,
day.
I'll get you in here. Train for a new gauntlet.
Fight. Fight.
You guys would notice, because you're closer with your classmates now, Egg seems to every so often have a different creature with her. And yeah, she has a pet that's always with her. Sometimes it's not always the same. She addresses it by the same
Wait,
name.
when did it show up?
After the fight.
I'm
But
at
it's,
home. Nothing.
but it took her a couple of days to get it. So,
Okay. Okay.
She has her familiar.
Yes,
Yeah, I know, you're so
How's your
social.
familiar doing?
Caillou? I'm not getting into that again.
there's a 14 hit.
Yes.
Okay, by the way, funeral. Because I forgot about it. This is the first time we haven't like all been
Oh,
distracted.
that's a 7. Why am I rolling?
Twice.
Oh, roll twice, okay.
What are you
Am I
rolling?
rolling on this?
Oh no, roll
No.
d6.
Yeah.
What is it for?
Significantly looks like nothing. You know,
Bad
30.
story. Also, I need my pencil back.
4, I think, is it?
Yay, you're at 44.
Yeah, actually 44 health.
It's up to you if you would like to out of character tell them.
No, they'll figure it out eventually.
Different?
Hmm?
Will they?
No.
Probably.
Probably when it happens and she just explodes, nuking the entire continent.
No, you'll know why that happens out of character.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I roll a 7 or 8, I believe.
The entire continent? That's
Yeah,
a big fireball.
He's stronger, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 7 or 8.
to you, Kyle is very peaceful, like the usual behavior. It's nothing special. Kyle was very excited after the battle, like when you guys won. Like hopping around, stuff like that. But you're the only one that can see
I
it.
also doggo.
Kyle's not a dog. Oh dear. Alright.
Goodest dog.
Was it jealous when you were picking up the golden retriever?
How dare you touch another animal?
And that's why I'm not a druid.
With any training you guys are doing, you probably see the Iron Wings are training a lot. They're pushing themselves a bit more. Like, they're still pretty upset. Aaron's very excited. He's actually using spells because he has them.
Great.
Yeah. Level 2. Yeah. What would you guys like to do?
I
Do you
actually
guys-
want to ask the Iron Wings how they feel about having to fight a vulture which can fly and they have one ranged combatant.
And then
Crap, I didn't think of that.
for the Iron Wings, we'll figure out something.
Just throw him off. Do you? No, we've had this plan.
Aaron pulls out some javelins. He's like, I mean, I've got these. I've never used them. I should probably train with these. That'd be
Yeah,
smart.
use
Throw
dragon
your
chest.
wings then.
You're talking about Iron Wings. That's the wrong group.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah.
dragon
No, they
chest
have
to
one
force something
range
to land.
Yeah, they've got,
Which is a rogue who doesn't use a bow.
right. Sorry, Jeremy has javelins. And he's, I tried to use, that'd be smart. And then Chad's, hey, I've got a crossbow, I just
Don't
don't
ever
use it because I don't want to hit him. And he points at Jared. Bro, you're not going to hurt me. Yeah, I will. I'm really bad at this. See? And he goes to shoot at the target on the wall, like the dummy right against the wall, and immediately it just moves to the side and just slams into the wall, almost hitting the other target beside it. But it was like,
Hey, I've seen this one before.
You and Elizabeth would make good friends.
what do we? I think I'm a little too loud. I don't think
She does the same thing as you. Don't worry. Except she has a
Elizabeth!
bow.
You have a crossbow too?
Except with an actual bow.
Oh,
Which is probably easier to miss with than that. So then
I
just
mean,
point and shoot.
I mean, kind of.
I see it.
Yeah, it is too.
Load it. Try.
Don't hurt. I don't know if I don't think you're proficient.
I'm proficient in all martial weapons. Paladins are great. 16.
Oh yeah, you hit target. Please.
Not that hard.
Yeah, well, I've got a mace.
Good for you. Why do you use the mace?
It's not going to be great against the vulture. I really need to work with this. Guys, we have an issue.
It may not be smart, but I can tell when someone needs help. Good luck.
Tom's like, and the fighter. Hey, I have a crossbow too. Chad, we need to find rubber caderas.
Everyone has crossbows.
I don't have a crossbow.
Immediately, the two of them
17?
ran into the training room and come out with the rubber tips.
Yeah,
bolts.
you're getting copyright struck.
Maybe. Probably.
I'm not getting paid though.
Oh no, you're not gonna get the
I'm
money
not getting paid.
Monetization,
from
guys.
the 5 views, all of which are me.
My dad's watching.
Don't
Yeah.
worry,
Whoa.
this is a joke.
And I watch.
Hi, his dad.
No, I'm the only.
I kind of play that.
I'm the one that comments like 50
Oh
times on
yeah,
every video.
yeah. I usually comment after you did because I wait until the day before or like 2 days before to actually plan because I procrastinate everything.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. So Mitch, the rogue, guys, I don't have something like that. I should buy something.
Observe.
Ask.
It's more difficult thing.
That's right.
Hey, that's a 16.
And he immediately, they're all scattered. Jared's like, no.
Jared, fight me. They cast compelled duel.
Okay.
Fight.
Wisdom
So
save
then-
12.
Fight. We're gonna move over to these guys. That's a 6.
Yes! It worked!
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Wait, so we just
I have
opened
to
the corner
explain
like,
this. The
hey,
spell
look.
never works.
Fight me!
One creature you can see within range.
What's
On a
going
failed save,
on?
the creature isn't drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than me. It must make a wisdom save every time it attempts to move more than 30 feet away from me.
So it doesn't have to fight you, just
Nope.
Yeah.
And he's
I'm just gonna
one
mess with
and pulls out his great axe.
Oh!
this. Could we
I'm gonna
be
use a
worried
one
about
one,
that?
and then
Probably
he sets it
not.
down. And like,
I let him move
Yeah.
towards it because he can't get out of the range.
yeah, he like gets one of the wooden ones, and he's not hitting too hard, but he's definitely like trying to hit and make
Well, it's a
contact.
roll-
Because I now have 2 shields, guys.
What?
That was the
Oh,
point of this.
Oh, should we be worried about that?
Just make an attack with the shield.
Yeah, hit my 18 armor class.
Okay, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hit.
Oh,
At 20 to hit for
Yeah,
one of them.
that
The
hits.
second one was not like just different swings, different turns, and all that. I don't have any other dice on it, but yeah, he's not like trying to actually hurt you. He's just
I'm a
music.
yeah.
But I mean, copyright.
Which
Yeah.
they have? Do they have rubber tips that I can put on the claws? I'll just
Yeah.
keep the claws in.
Yeah.
There's an ability.
Yeah. His AC's only 14.
It'd be like a
so-
monk.
I'm just punching with the.
Yeah.
Nice.
Immediately,
Moving it.
Chad and Tom, the fighter and cleric, are shooting each other with the crossbows, but they have rubber tips, so it's like they're behaving like it's a Nerf war. That kind of idea.
No. It's
I
like
got to
a-
listen to a college Nerf war last night. It was not fun. Or the night before.
So my rolls: 10, 10, 9, natural 20. So I hit 1.
Her name's a good hit.
And he's kind of focused on trying to get a hit in. So he's not like, yeah. And he has the wind up of
we just
using an axe.
It's like,
Yeah. So he's winding up for the second one and then just slammed him.
18.
wait, for what?
Literally nothing.
Will, would you like to roll and do something? I don't know. Do you want to practice your spells?
Orb?
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 I mean, that's not the die I rolled for the new one. missile, 4, missile, 3, missile, 1.
8.
Each one of those
So
hit
anyone
different
just
targets and have a +1.
Do they have to hit different targets?
They can.
Thank you.
Wait, who are you hitting? What are you hitting?
Targets.
Okay, good.
They're all hitting you. Are you hitting 3 different ones? Or are you hitting?
Yeah, you have to flex.
So you just go like point it and then.
You think I have to point?
So 3 different targets.
Missiles.
Are they all like together? Is there like a gap in them? Like, so they all come out and then hit 3 targets that are in a
No, one
row.
goes up. Yes.
Okay. So 3.
How do you know which one's going for you?
Go ahead and arc and make it very large, like round about you guys, about probably someone. There's probably somebody in the middle you're scaring with this. And then it slams 3 targets that are all in a row.
Yeah, it's
One
him.
of them's immediately like half obliterated. The other 2 are pretty stinking damaged. Yeah.
Can jump try Thunderwave?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
You've
so
been.
do I roll the hit?
Don't remember.
I don't think so.
Does
I
the
think it's
dummy
just
have a
It's a
saving
save.
throw?
I think it's yeah.
It's just.
Not really because
It's just you
they're-
have the
they
raw
don't
damage
move.
and then they make a
I
save.
mean, okay.
Yeah, they're dummies, so they don't really make them. They don't move. So it's up to you.
That was 2d8 damage.
As long as you're close enough, yeah.
And knock stuff back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who is within?
3 and a 7.
Well, are you like near the wall so that you're not hitting anybody else? Like nobody's
Probably
in
like
front
going
of
up to the dummy and
Okay.
You are, but it's Sean.
good question. I don't know.
you.
So it may not
There's
be
about
smart
5
about
feet in between each dummy. Like there's kind of 5 feet. So
Probably hit.
okay,
Try
yeah.
not 2 of them.
So you're centering, so like you're between 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You slam into 2 of them. Immediately they smash into the wall and then hit the wall and fall forward and they're like splinters. And yeah, they're just wooden
And the
dummies.
entire school
Now
heard
for Owen.
Wait, what?
And the entire school heard it.
Wait, I thought.
Come stand next to
Oh
me.
yeah, the entire
Yeah,
school would
that's-
heard it. Okay, do you want to add a little flair? Like, how are you doing this? What are you using to make it seem like that's the sound? Are you saying anything?
Well, I'm doing like a
Ah,
something on my guitar, and then I take it and right into the ground.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
So she slams her guitar into the ground and immediately there's
Oh.
like a shockwave off of it.
Hmm?
What uses a D2?
I have no idea.
Just do coin flips.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I had a card that I got with one of my sets that was like a special Kraken thing. But that was it. That's the only thing I've seen that uses a D2.
Anyway, what were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah.
I interrupted you.
And is there
I
anything
don't know
else you
what
guys
I
would
was
like to
saying.
do? It's
I guess I will
Just
join in
training.
and try and hit a dummy.
alright.
Why are you trying to hit yourself?
Roasted.
He's gonna take out my daggers and chuck them at him. You know,
Vicious
actually, green is the main one. Green is main, other one is bottom. Okay, none heads. That's fine. I have not
Vicious
rolled.
mockery works.
Just this entire game, I don't think I've rolled above a 10.
Well, never really had once.
I think you did last session, but it was like,
Last
Stealth or
session, but
something?
not this session. I did not do.
oh no.
Last session.
Because last session you rolled a 1 on hiding with 3 traps.
Yeah. I rolled okay last session, but this session.
What would you like to do, Elizabeth?
I
Anything
want
else?
my daggers.
You've orbed, you've magic missile.
Question my sanity.
Anything your characters would like to talk to amongst each other, amongst your classmates?
No.
Amongst, more like Among Us.
We could attempt to talk about our backstories again.
I don't have one. I live with my parents, that's it.
Still don't really have anything big that's happened.
Let us see what would be brought up in a conversation.
Only some ethereal doggo.
Don't have anything big in your lives.
Well, it's hard to work those. How do you work something into a conversation? Like,
I
hey,
want some ethereal doggo.
You want to okay, you can try.
Nat 20.
dude,
It doesn't have to happen.
Do we?
It doesn't have to.
It's to the best of my ability.
I know.
Is my ability good
Now
enough?
20s only work on attack rolls.
What do you mean?
It's
Still
still
to the
like,
best of my ability.
Heck.
yeah, that's really all it means. And no, Kyle's still unfortunately not here.
I guess no.
Wait, so what happens? Is he like? Does he go like?
She
Or she go like?
She does the same thing she's always been trying to summon Kyle. I don't remember exactly what it was, but something very amusing.
It wasn't singing All Star. For some reason, I think it was
Or did
singing.
it have something to do with Aladdin?
It's something
Yeah,
different.
it was Aladdin who was playing at the time.
So she tries yet again, and Elizabeth, you feel like you're about to summon Kyle, like there is no doubt it's about to happen, and nothing happens. Kyle's like in front of you, ready, looking at you, all excited, and then just still ethereal. That exact noise.
That's
Yeah.
a logical solution. I'd like to get a quarterstaff.
And we hear it
You
too,
want
but we don't see
Can you
it.
give me quarterstaff?
Yeah. We just.
What?
I want to get one of the training quarterstaff so I don't break my own.
You can do that.
I want to break it over his head.
Why?
I stand right behind him.
What drew you?
I want to break it over his shield.
Oh.
Alright. Yeah. Go ahead and make
I want advantage.
Okay.
I don't need advantage.
I see that.
I'll roll again.
Yeah, you
No, I don't need it.
Oh,
Okay.
you-
I wish I could get
Yeah.
those decent rolls.
Mhm.
I mean, you sure, what's your thing at? Or is it just
It's
pretty?
1d10 plus something, not subtracted damage.
And then Owen's AC is what?
14.
I did the 14.
I don't get why is what did Owen say?
Remember
Probably
singing?
something stupid.
Yes. What about it?
Elizabeth's still bitter.
How much damage did you reduce it by?
6.
Yeah, he reduced. He stopped to complete it.
Oh, you would have had a modifier, I believe. Or is there not a plus to damage? I don't remember. It's been a
I mean,
little bit.
0 strength.
wait, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Strength.
If you're using both hands, it's versatile. So.
That would be
With a
d8.
staff
If you're
doesn't
using,
seem-
yeah, first d8.
Hey, you already.
Same number.
Alrighty.
Now, do we have anything that can be brought up in conversation?
In casual conversation
You
without
don't need to have a casual conversation, just start talking.
Okay.
You're all listening. I'm listening.
I'm not.
I can't speak for them. If they're not listening to do this in bed,
I'm listening to some music.
Phrasing.
I like phrase that exactly how I meant to.
Okay, but yeah, there's nothing. I mean, Haley, no, there's nothing that you really.
You'll find out.
Hey guys, X, Y, and Z happen.
See, but we have very different personalities, so I as a person am like that and will just overshare everything. So,
Doran already did.
would Elizabeth like to give up any information about anything?
Do we have to get Leon?
Do I need you again?
Do it. I do this every 6 seconds.
What?
Answer the question.
Maybe.
Cast a spell this time.
I'm afraid because I can't dodge magic missile. Wait, she already cast magic missile.
You did, and you also cast come out of war.
Does that mean spell? I don't know how many spell slots he has, honestly.
Elizabeth, well, James knows how many.
It's a 20.
Can you dodge in that 20 on the floor?
Here you go.
So mad.
Oh, thank you.
The world.
This is what Drew did, not what Owen did. Do not take your
Drew was not
frustration.
singing in the caravan.
Yes, but so is Shum.
That was like so too
Playing
jumped
music.
out.
Playing. No, playing.
Listen, grudges. Yeah, see, that's not that 20.
That's fair.
It's completely
I
wrong.
mean, you did just kind of actually break the last quarterstaff. You swung really hard, and Doran's shield is metal. It kind of cracked in half. I don't know how high that roll was.
I've only rolled 3 damage, but
3 damage, or do you mean you rolled 3? You just rolled a d20, because you said you were attacking again.
the Corda stuff?
Didn't you just say you were attacking again?
No, not again.
I mean, still, if you rolled high for the attack stuff, and that means double damage. Also, it's a wooden stick against a metal shield, and it's broke. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before we end this section a little early?
Nope.
What do?
Yes.
I have a question. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said question.
I don't think we're in Martinheim though.
No, it's
No, yeah, you guys are back at the school. When we come back, you guys will be on your next equivalent to a Monday.
Alright.
That broken Corda stuff.